Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and certainly peace and blessings be upon you and your family this day. Now, we are going to go ahead and get right back into How to Eat to Live, Book 2. And let's certainly go into Chapter 22. Which is always prepare a good meal. And it goes like this. Since God Almighty has given us the truth, the spiritual truth, then He, Allah, must give us physical guidance to protect the life of the spiritual truth. There are many varieties of food that the earth produces to which we can help ourselves if we want. But there is only a small amount of the variety of foods that we can eat in order to live and prosper. The white race has produced all kinds of food, but they are not good for human consumption. In the way of enjoying good health and a long life, eating the wrong foods can cause you to suffer much sickness. The Bible has a very important way of teaching us the proper foods. In the beginning of the creation of Adam in Genesis, it says every herb and all of the fruits of the trees are good for you to eat. It is ignorant to believe such a thing as that. You try it. Eating all of these things, in parentheses, and you will die. The earth produces every kind of fruit for every kind of life on the earth, whereas the monkey can live off nuts and bananas, and other animals thrive on such foods. Just these foods will destroy us. Making our stomachs digest nuts will shorten our lives. If we make a habit of living off the flesh of their lives, it will shorten our lives. Our stomachs are not made by nature to digest flesh and yet continue to produce or prolong our lives because the flesh wears away the stomach. The eating of the flesh of other creatures is not good for our flesh. There are many varieties of sea flesh, fish, such as we call it, that we go to sea to capture for food. We should be careful not to eat every fish, because every fish is not good to eat. If a fish weighs 50 pounds, we should not eat it. God Almighty has taught me that it is too hard on your digestive system. He, Allah, said to me that even eating peanuts, walnuts, and all of the other types of nuts you will find these people, white people, eating, will take away 5 years of your life. Just one meal of them destroys 5 years of your life. Question the doctors on how the nuts react in the stomach against good health and a prolongation of life. Excuse me on that word. They will bear witness. There is only one flesh that the enemy has brought us to eat that is an abomination in the eyes of Allah. That is the flesh of the swine. You cannot even join onto your people today if you are a swine eater. White America will do its utmost to test you if you say you do not love the swine. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that the white race is an enemy to the law of Allah and wishes to make every one of us obey the law of Allah. What God said thou shalt not do, they teach you to do. The white race has been an enemy of Allah ever since they were made. Therefore, their way of eating shortens life. Sometimes their life is less than half of 100 years. By eating this poison food 3 times a day, you cut off 2/3 of your life. Always prepare yourself a good meal once a day, and do not eat any more until the next day at the same time, if you can. You will find a change in the way you feel, and you will find that you can say to the doctor, I do not need you and your poison drugs. We cannot blame doctors for commercializing on us after they have studied for their profession, for it makes them anxious to benefit from their profession. The proper way to live is the way that nature and the guidance of Allah teaches us to. And that certainly does complete chapter 22. And I'm going to end this take. It's going to be real short. This is just a chapter just so that my phone doesn't get overheated. But I certainly want peace and blessings to be upon you and your family. And I do thank you for tuning in. If you like, certainly hit the like button. And if you would like to be notified when we're going to go into the next chapter, this is going to be chapter 23. Certainly hit that bell and you will receive the notification when I come to you with another show. And until then, I certainly want you and your family this day to be blessed. And I will talk with you later, okay? Until then, later, y'all.